The last 12 hours or so, I have seen a lot of upset conservatives thinking that everything is going to get way more expensive for us because we have another liberal government and that Canada is completely ruined and they're never going to be able to afford houses. And I just don't really understand the myth that things are cheaper under conservative governments because it's not true at all. If we look back at Harper, yes, he did lower taxes. He did do some things like fiscally that were good for us economically. Absolutely. But all those tax cuts have to come from somewhere. And when Trudeau took office, we were looking at like a $30 billion deficit or something. Like, it's crazy. He sold off a whole bunch of our money-making crown corporations to cover the fact that we lost taxpayer revenue. So like, yeah, your taxes got lower in the short term. However, it left us in the long term in a huge deficit. And that money has to come from somewhere. It does not grow on trees, people. And the Conservatives like to do this thing where they say they're fiscally responsible, but they cook the books and they make it look like they are, while leaving the next government, which is usually obviously somebody on the left side, with a whole bunch of mess to clean up. And they have to put more money into healthcare, into roads, into schools, because those things were critically underfunded to the point that they almost don't function anymore. And if you're just looking provincially, like at Alberta and Saskatchewan, things have only gotten more expensive. Power and water are insane. Insurance is insanely expensive in Alberta. And in Saskatchewan, our PST rate was increased and expanded. And if we're talking GST, it was Brian Mulroney who put that shit in place in the first place. And he's a conservative. Conservatives like to pretend they're good with money while driving you into a bigger and bigger deficit. It's like if you make like $60,000 a year and then buy a $500,000 house and look like you're doing really good to all of your neighbors, except for the fact that you don't mention that you are running on loans and credit cards, and that is how you're going to die in debt, and you're going to leave your kids with like hundreds of $1,000s of debt. That's kind of what the conservative government runs the country like. I also think it's really shitty that all the people who are like, oh, I'm not a bigot, I have gay friends, I like trans people, like, I have black friends, who say shit like that, but then will throw all those people under the bus for just the idea that they might save 2% on their fucking taxes. The fact that you would be willing to sell out not only your family and friends, but millions of people and their human rights just so you could get slightly lower taxes is fucking bonkers, dude. You are not a good person. And while I'm on the note of affordability, he might preach that he was trying to make things more affordable for Canadians, but he voted against affordable housing. He voted against $10 a day childcare. He voted against keeping the retirement age the same. He voted against people's pensions. Like, this man votes against everything that would actually make life more affordable. So again, you're willing to sell out your friends and your family and millions of other Canadians and the potential that they might lose their human rights for a guy who just says he's going to lower your taxes. When in reality, all he's going to do is dick suck a bunch of fucking corporations.